Recently I found out that to earn an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam, a game needs to have 95% positive reviews. Gris is one such game, with nearly 29,000 reviews on the platform and an overwhelmingly positive rating. It seems that everyone who plays this game likes it. I actually just played through it myself, and after finishing my 4-hour playthrough, I can't help but ask, why? This game is a picture-perfect example of style over substance, as the game presents a fairly cliched and generic platformer dressed up in artsy visuals with admittedly beautiful and atmospheric music. So do you want to hear me nitpick crap for 10 minutes? Because this is how you get me to nitpick crap for 10 minutes, Gris. Here we go. Now, of course, before we get into the meat of the review, I just gotta ask you guys to please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content I'm putting out. If you want to continue to see it, if you want to make me feel good about myself, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Alright, back to the review. Now, I want to get the positives out of the way first. There's not many. Really, this is it. The game has an amazing soundtrack. Haunting, epic, beautiful, and full of soul. The sounds of Gris do a lot for it. You can't help but feel emotional at each of the story beats, terrified by the shrieks of some of the monsters you encounter, and at a sense of deep peace during the down moments. And genuinely, that is all thanks to the sound design and musical score in this game. Music is one of those things that I barely ever notice in a game. You probably have noticed that about me in my previous reviews. So for me to give this kind of praise should let you know just how good it probably really is. Similarly, the graphics have a very interesting and unique look with this kind of watercolor style. While it wasn't as impacting as the soundtrack, the graphics do a lot for the game. Each of its areas are unique in their appearance, and the game really does a good job weaving the color into the core of its narrative, with the world and its palette evolving as the story progresses. Some areas, though, did feel a little foggy, is the best way to describe it, because of that watercolor style. But overall, the presentation, the sound, the graphics of this game is great. I gotta give it a 4 out of 5. Now, since the gameplay and the story are really intertwined with Gris, or at least how I want to talk about it, I'm not going to split them into separate categories. Instead, I'm just going to talk about them both for the rest of the video. I know most of you only tune in to my videos because of my strict topical segregation, but you know what? I am willing to sacrifice my integrity as a reviewer for this video. The story in Gris is every English major's wet dream / senior project. Gris is the girl from every French film you've ever seen, so Amélie, and she's lost her voice for some unknown reason. She probably broke up with a boyfriend or something, I don't know. This, of course, causes her world to crumble around her and lose all color. Not one to not get back up again, Gris begins her journey to rebuild her world and herself in the process. This is the most basic and standard story that we've all heard 1,000 times before. It's painfully abstract in its presentation, and coupled with the overall graphical presentation makes it fairly telling that the leads of this game really do have their heads extremely far up their asses. The narrative tries to have its cake and eat it too. You can't have a vague and metaphoric presentation of themes and experiences, but then also expect me to feel anything for this character that you've refused to flesh out. I don't know Gris. I don't know why she's sad, and honestly, nothing in the game made me care. Nothing made me want to feel or care or connect. for the character I was playing, and that is a huge failing. Now, technically the game is a platformer, but I'd categorize it as a walking simulator with a jump button. The platforming in the game barely even deserves the description of basic. There's no real challenge presented at any point during the game. Really, the only times I even found myself stuck in the game was due to a lacking in an explanation of mechanics, not because of a challenging puzzle or platforming section. Specifically, I'm talking about when you get to the water and ice world. For some reason, it just wasn't clear, and even though I thought I knew what I had to do, which it turns out was what I had to do, I was doing it slightly wrong because the game wouldn't tell me exactly how I was supposed to do it. That kind of a thing. That led to a lot of frustration. This makes the platforming frustrating at best and tedious at worst. The game also tries to pad itself out by including collectibles that are scattered within each of its areas, but it also forcibly limits your exploration by having unclear and non-obvious points of no return. If there's two ways that you can potentially go, and you choose wrong, you often are not able to backtrack to explore the other path. This, to me, also hurt the narrative, because the game is trying to put Gris on this path of self-fulfillment and self-realization, but makes it very linear and forced, which to me is the opposite to how life works. We try multiple things in our lives. We go down various paths and maybe do find ourselves backtracking before we do really know who we are or have that confidence in ourselves. I kept progressing through this game, not really because I wanted to, but I felt like I had to. The game wasn't very engaging, and even though it only took me 4 hours to beat, it really did feel like a slog by the end of it. Much like the final Lord of the Rings movie, the game ends about 3 times, goes to a white screen, just long enough for me to think it's over. I set the controller down, kind of leaned back to watch the credits, and then, oh, wait, we're back, we're not done yet. Really, the only enjoyment I got out of playing this game was from the fact that I was playing it live on Twitch, and I was interacting with my Twitch chat, and we were having fun talking, but not really from playing the game. And that said, I would like to point out, do follow me on Twitch. I stream all of the games I review here on Twitch. You can find the link down in the description. We'd love to have you hang out, hit the chat, come watch me suffer through some of these games in real time. It's a blast. We have a great time. If I was playing alone, I probably would have turned the game off about 15 minutes in and never looked back. I'm genuinely not sure how Gris has gotten such widespread acclaim. To me, it's a mediocre platforming game telling a generic, abstract story of self-discovery that wannabe intellectuals love to dissect because they give meaning to every single pixel presented to them. You know, oh, the swirling of the sand in the desert level speaks to Gris feeling insignificant and not having a true identity and feeling like her self is being blown in the wind, or whatever crap you want to put on it. It's all crap, guys. It's bullcrap. It's the same with, like, abstract art and all that stuff. It's just bullcrap, okay? I hate to break it to y'all. This game, and everything like it, is more pretentious than the Prius-owning fart sniffers of South Park, but it has even less to say than they do. And on top of that, the gameplay is uninspired, boring, tedious, there's no challenge to the platforming, it only is frustrating. The game has the collectibles, but actively tries to prevent you from going to look for them, and instead, once you beat the game, it encourages you to replay the chapters, but what's even the point? I don't even know why I'm collecting these things. They don't tell more of the story, they don't really flesh anything out from what I could tell. Why would you want to do that? Overall, I'd have to give Gris a 2 out of 5, and for value, I would say honestly, just watch a Let's Play. I think that's the best way to experience this game. You can kind of skip the platforming parts if you want and just watch the story. It wasn't for me. This was not the game for me. I am sure we're going to get a lot of comments, though, about why I'm wrong. Please feel free. Hit the comments below. Tell me why this is your favorite game of all time. Tell me why I'm a snooty asshole and why you're not, because you like the game and I just don't have a high enough IQ to appreciate and understand the inner workings of Gris. I do look forward to seeing your comments and having a civil, fun discussion. Like I said earlier, if you want to see me play the games I review before I review them, go follow me on Twitch. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like my content and want to see more, please subscribe. It does help quite a lot. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.